And we're going into communities working with arts, culture and heritage projects, really about exploring people's connection with their place, how they feel about their place, what they value about their landscape and what they would like to see changed. And the exciting thing about Northern Heartlands is that we're using that to try and in some way influence policy and decision making. When I first saw Beyond the End of the Road, it really was clear to me that this would absolutely be relevant to a lot of the communities we're working with in County Durham.
Sula Clark, sister of Evie.
Half-sister, same dad.
It's a show about rural life that tells the stories of real people in a rural life setting, a contemporary rural life setting.
One flyaway ember, guided by a fated breath.
The quality of the work. It's such a fantastic show. The music, the songs, the lyrics, the humour, makes you laugh, makes you cry. Couldn't be better.
Show you the stars.
It's great to be part of a show that's got such good language and good music, but bringing it into the communities is what it's all about. It's the sort of finishing touches really to the show. When we rehearse it and obviously we get to the point where we can perform the show, but it's not until we bring it to these places that it actually lives. There's a real sort of sting in the air when you're performing it in these communities, because you can see people are really connecting to it, and you can feel the connection to it in the room, and it's a wonderful experience.
And because of the land, and we more or less come from the land, with being local and farms and one thing or that, we absolutely really enjoyed it. The talent, absolutely fantastic, the talent.
We don't want to just parachute in with something that's quite nice to watch and then go away again. And it absolutely had to involve the community, which is another reason why it was perfect for us. So a long time before the show actually toured, we were working with communities here in a number of different ways. We went in to gather stories. We wanted to hear amusing anecdotes, quirky little stories from people in our communities that we could then weave into the content of the show. And there's an element in the show, there's a moment when a random member of the audience apparently stands up and tells their story. All three of the stories that we used were woven together from stories that we collected from the communities we've worked with here.
With joyful song we fill the air.
There's an opportunity for a bit of a flash mob choir as part of the show. A bit of a spoiler if you haven't seen the show, but it is an amazing moment when people from the audience, apparently the person you've been sitting next to, who you thought was just there as an ordinary punter, stands up, they sing in 4-part harmony, and it's really lovely, magical moment, and it completely takes the audience by surprise. And then the third way that the community could get involved was in making. And each of the venues that we toured to were decorated with some beautiful fabric chains. We worked with a local artist who went into communities and worked with people to weave into these chains images, words, things that were important to them about their place. So the chains that decorate the venues all represent how people feel about their place. It was really hard work to try and persuade those communities that people would enjoy this, that they would get audiences in. And we had to go to quite a few communities first who really said not something that they thought they could manage to do, because it was a very new venture. So all credit, in fact, to those promoters at Crook, at Evenwood, in Binchester, who were prepared to take that risk and go with us and give it a go. And in all three of them, they've all come back saying, please, can we have more?